Good afternoon. I'm Dana Tyler. Here's your CBS2 update. We are following breaking news in Westchester County of a too-tall truck crashing into an overpass on the Hutchinson River Parkway. Chopper 2 was over the scene just a short time ago. You can see all the debris there from the truck under the King Street Bridge, and then there's more of the ripped-apart truck farther down the road. This whole thing shut down the northbound lanes of the Hutch. Debris also hitting a car, that red car there. No serious injuries are being reported. As you know, we've done several stories about problems on the Hutch with trucks not clearing overpasses and drivers either not seeing or ignoring the warning signs about overpass heights. We have a crew on the way. We will bring you updates on this as we get them. We got a first glimpse of the man accused of attacking a stranger on the subway with a metal object.
He was a misunderstanding. Yes, I'm sorry. I don't mean it to happen.
So why'd you do it?
That's what Giovanni Nieves said as he was put into a police cruiser. He is charged with assault for the Saturday night beating on a 2 train. Police believe it all started with the suspect asking for money. CBS2's Mark Liverman spoke with a relative of the victim. Mark with the exclusive story from Greenwich Village.
Well, we're told that suspect was caught last night. Video shows the victim seconds before he was hit on that subway. Take a look. It started as an argument and ended with brutal violence. The terrifying moments an argument escalated, ending with this man swinging a metal object right into a commuter's face.
It's not anger. It's, you know what I'm saying? I just, nobody should have to go through that.
Mary Meza is that victim's stepdaughter. We spoke exclusively with her Monday.
I was upset. Nobody deserves that to happen to them. And it was messed up.
And so upset that Meza couldn't bring herself to watch this video.
You know, when it's too close to home, you don't even, it's like you're in a slight state of shock.
Police say the 59-year-old victim and this 35-year-old panhandler had some sort of disagreement Saturday night around 9:15 on a southbound 2 train. That's when the suspect took his weapon out and started to attack.
He had like a skull fracture, had some bleeding.
The victim also now recovering from a broken eye socket. In serious but stable condition, still at Bellevue Hospital. Meza thinks it started over money.
The guy was on the train begging for money, and my stepfather doesn't speak Spanish, and the guy was speaking Spanish. So I'm guessing the guy got irritated because he didn't want to give him money, and then that just broke out.
For now, Meza says her only focus is helping her stepfather recover.
I don't know the situation on what happened, but my stepfather's hurt, and I just want him to get well, and if the guy is sick, I want him to get the help he needs.
And that suspect got out of the Chambers Street subway station before taking off. Police haven't said where he was caught. In Greenwich Village, Mark Liverman, CBS 2 News.
Now to the developing story in Thailand, where the 8th boy has been pulled safely from the flooded cave. 4 boys remain trapped in the cave along with their soccer coach. Here's how the dangerous mission works. Each of the boys is wearing a dive mask as they move through the murky water. They're led by a diver who is carrying the boys' oxygen tank, and they're all guided by a rope with another diver following behind. The entire journey covers about 2.5 miles through both deep water, steep climbs, and narrow passages.
These kids don't even know how to swim. They haven't been even open water scuba trained, so they've just got and like every obstacle against them. So they're beating all the odds so far, and it's just fantastic that they've had such a great outcome so far.
A source telling CBS News that crews have added 5 more people to the team of expert divers to help complete the rescue in shorter time. Officials say it may take another 24 to 48 hours to get everybody out. And as they've said, they're racing against time because rain is moving in to that part of Thailand. Stay with CBS 2 News for continuing coverage of the ongoing cave rescues. We'll bring you the latest information and videos as we get them here on CBS Mom. On Long Island, police are searching for a missing 19-year-old man who disappeared more than a week ago. Louis Germosen of Newcastle disappeared on June 28th. Yesterday, there was a flurry of anonymous text messages allegedly sent to his mother and father. They say the messages told them to check a pond in Hempstead State Park. New York State Police searched Sunday, along with Nassau Water Rescue and canine units. Adding to the family's worst fears, the possibility of gang involvement. Friends told the Germosens' parents, that he may have last been seen with MS-13 gang members. Crews continue their search efforts today. In New Jersey, grief counselors are on hand at Teaneck High School to help the community cope with a family tragedy. Audie Trinidad and his 4 daughters were killed in a wrong-way crash Friday in Delaware. The only survivor, his wife, the mother of the girls. Investigators are now trying to determine why the driver of a pickup truck crossed the median into oncoming traffic and struck the minivan carrying the family. More than $175,000. It's gone up since that total right there has been collected to help the Trinidad family. Harvey Weinstein pleaded not guilty of sex assault for a 3rd time. He was in court in Manhattan facing new charges against him. His attorney expects even more charges. CBS 2's Natalie Duddridge reports from Lower Manhattan.
This morning's arraignment took about 15 minutes. Weinstein went before a judge and pleaded not guilty to the new charges. One of those charges carries a maximum sentence of life in prison. Disgraced movie mogul Harvey Weinstein arrives to Manhattan Criminal Court and was led into the courtroom in handcuffs, where he pleaded not guilty to accusations that he sexually assaulted a 3rd unnamed woman in 2006. He also faced 2 new counts of predatory sexual assault, a crime that carries a maximum sentence of life in prison. But his attorney, Ben Braffman, said his client's sexual encounters were consensual.
Any suggestion that Mr. Weinstein raped anyone, based on the overwhelming evidence that I have in my possession already, is a ludicrous suggestion, and Mr. Weinstein has, of course, also vigorously denied that suggestion.
In total, more than 75 women have come forward accusing Weinstein of sexual abuse. The 66-year-old was indicted more than a month ago for sex crimes involving 2 other women, one in 2004 and 2013. Weinstein remains free on $1 million bail, but wears an ankle monitoring device and cannot leave the states of New York or Connecticut, where he lives. Prosecutors today pushed for Weinstein to be confined to house arrest in New York City. But his attorney argued the media would find out where he lives and it would become a circus, adding his client needs to remain in Connecticut for his medical appointments and only wants to clear his name.
Mr. Weinstein is not a predator. He is not a rapist. And I believe that when this case is over, we will ultimately see him to be exonerated.
Weinstein's attorney says he expects even more charges will be filed against his client. He is due back in court September 20th. In Lower Manhattan, Natalie Duddridge, CBS 2 News.
A warning for beachgoers on the Jersey Shore and on Long Island. The rip current risk is high today. That's in part tied to Tropical Storm Chris, which is churning over the Atlantic. Experts say water close to sandbars is really moving quickly. And even though the water may look safe, the danger under the surface can be stronger than you think. So, of course, swim only when there are lifeguards. Swim close to the lifeguards and listen to them about any possibilities of dangerous rip currents. Snow in July, well, some winter leftovers just won't leave this parking garage in Wisconsin. Apparently, the snow mountain has been there since April. It's in the shade, and it's just not melting. Nothing like that in our forecast. Here's John Elliott with what's coming our way.
Hey, everybody, it's kind of a nice squeeze play today because we're smack dab in the middle. It's a nice sandwich. Now, you've got Chris to the south. You have a front to the north. Now, you got sunny skies right in the middle. So your day today is just brilliant. It's a little warmer than it was yesterday, just a little. Not too terribly humid, and it is just sun-soaked. Now what? Watch what happens, though. You've got a wind out of the southwest, so that's going to warm things up. It's going to be hot and humid tomorrow. And then here comes the front. Remember the front. And then we see these thunderstorms popping later in the day in the city, probably not even till late tomorrow afternoon or tomorrow night. But there's Chris. Remember Chris. Chris could strengthen to a Category 1 hurricane. But then what happens is the front pushes through. So on Wednesday, it's kicking Chris out. It'll actually carve a path and steer Chris away. So we actually see some pretty nice weather setting up after tomorrow. Now, I know we need the rain, so that's a blessing for gardeners or folks that just don't want to water tomorrow. So that's kind of a silver lining there. And then we see nice weather to follow. 87 Not horrible and not too bad tonight. There'll be variety. 72 is in the city, so it's cooler in the suburbs. Then tomorrow's the busy day of the week. It's hot, it's humid, you feel it. Real feel numbers will be 95 plus, and you got the storms in the afternoon. But then, Chris, the weather calms down. Don't forget, though, moderate to high rip currents, though, as we work our way closer to Friday. So if you're going to the beach, I mean, I don't blame you, but make sure you watch out for those red flags.
A Hollywood heartthrob in the days of the big studios in Tinseltown, Tab Hunter, has died. The actor starred in more than 40 films in the 50s and 60s, including Damn Yankees and The Burning Hills. He was known in Hollywood as the Psy Guy, as in, oh, Psy, for his blonde surfer boy good looks. He died of a blood clot Sunday night at his home in Santa Barbara County. He is survived by his longtime partner, film producer Alan Glazer. Tab Hunter was 86 years old. A big day for Britain's newest prince. Little Louis was christened today at the Chapel Royal at St. James Palace. Prince William and Duchess Kate have named 6 godparents. Guests at the christening included grandfather Prince Charles, his wife Camilla, Prince Harry, uncle and wife Meghan, auntie. Queen Elizabeth II and her husband, Prince Philip, did not attend, but the palace is not saying why. That's your CBS 2 update. Stay with us on CBSNewYork.com, along with the CBS New York Facebook and Twitter pages for the latest news as it happens. I'm Dana Tyler. Join us later today on television, CBS 2 News at 6. Have a great afternoon.